Hot take coming in. I honestly prefer Spider-Man with organic webbing instead of those web shooters. And my reason is because anyone could be Spider-Man with organic webbing. Like, it's so convenient that a radioactive spider bit a prodigy that's gifted in math, science, and physics, right? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing either. Being smart and a genius is one of Spider-Man's personalities. In a way, it makes sense too because the majority of his villains are scientists and nerds that became supervillains. He also uses science to defeat villains like Electro, Venom, or Sandman. And I always thought it was dumb that Spider-Man's only spider-related powers is to sense danger and to climb on walls. But he had to make web shooters. Take that away and you're stuck with 50 insects that have the same ability as Spider-Man, or spiders, I guess. Matter of fact, if Peter never saw the bug that bit him, he would have or could have ended up calling himself something different like Ant-Man or any bug that has the same ability as Spider-Man or a spider. Without his web shooters, he wouldn't even know what to call himself or what his powers are based off of. Another thing about his powers is that climbing walls and stuff like that isn't really a spider-like ability. It's more like modifying the links between atoms to stick through stuff than to have little razor sharp things on his fingers like this. And that's why you see Miles Morales being able to climb around walls and buildings with his shoes on, because he's able to modify the links between the atoms in order to stick through the towers or the walls. And it makes sense in a way too, because I mean, it was a radioactive spider, right? So having something to do at a molecular level makes sense. Remember in the first Spider-Man movie where he gets bitten by the spider and then he gets immediately sick after it? He only gets sick because he was literally growing whole ass organs in his forearms, which is insane. And that must have been painful for an ordinary human. You could probably die, but since he's superhuman, he would have just bear it and tank it. And these little things on his arms reminds me of lips, and it also reminds me of, well, you know, I wonder what he calls them, Russie or something like that.